Stone. Thank you for coming in today. How are you doing?
Doing well. Doing well. How are you?
My name is Elizabeth. I'll be your counselor today. I'm a registered dietitian, so I appreciate you coming in and taking the time. So to start off, since this is our first session, I wanted to get an idea of your usual intake. And so there's this thing called the 24-hour food recall, and it just will give us an idea of like what you usually intake. So would you say this past day was like also like a regular like type of food, like regular intake for you, like regular
Yeah, I would say
types
so.
of food? Okay,
Yes,
perfect. All right. Well, then we'll just start with today. So this morning, did you eat this morning?
Yeah, so I had
Okay.
a parfait this morning with yogurt, granola, and fruit and nuts. That's pretty much my standard breakfast.
Sounds super yummy. All right, and then did you have a snack after that or anything?
No, not till lunch.
Okay, cool. So for your lunch, what did you have?
Lunch I had probably like a pound of ground beef
Okay.
and cheese and sauce, and then just a salad with like some spinach and tomatoes.
All right. A salad with tomatoes and spinach. Sorry, I'm a slow writer. Okay, and then did you have a snack after that?
Yes, I had a piece of fruit, I think a peach,
Okay,
probably like 3:30 or something like that.
perfect. And then what did you have after that day?
After that, I had dinner, which was pretty similar to lunch. I think, yeah, exactly the same as lunch.
Okay,
So a pound
so
of ground beef
pound
and then a small salad.
beef. Still with the cheese and the sauce.
Cheese and sauce, yep.
Okay. All right, and then the salad with the tomatoes and spinach. Okay, perfect. And then, can you remember last night for dinner? What did you have?
Last night for dinner.
I know it's so hard to remember.
Yeah, give me a second on this
Yeah,
one.
take your time.
Last night was, oh my gosh, what was last night?
What did you do last night? Does that help you remember?
Oh, we had people over
Okay.
and I cooked, yes, yeah, so
Okay.
just
perfect.
that was kind of the same thing, same
Okay.
meal, pound of ground beef,
Okay.
small salad, cheese and the like.
Gotcha. All right. Perfect so far. And
And then wait a second, I actually I ate later that night.
Okay,
I
yes.
don't usually snack
Perfect.
late, but then
Okay.
because it was a weekend, it was a little bit different. So I had
Okay.
another parfait after dinner,
Okay.
as well as
Yummy.
I had, I think, some ice cream too.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the parfait, did you? Oh, yeah. You said it like in the morning. You had like yogurt, granola, and nuts. Was it the same kind of parfait?
Yeah, it was just yogurt and granola.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was.
Perfect. All right, and then when you had your breakfast, we'll go back to that. Did you have any beverages with that?
No, just water.
Okay, perfect. And you didn't add any like honey or like any condiments or anything like that to your parfait? Okay, perfect. And then same for lunch. Did you have a beverage with that?
I'd say lunch and dinner, I had a glass of milk.
Okay.
And then
Good.
just water.
Calcium. Milk and water at both. Okay. And then yeah, your peach. I mean, maybe water. Did you have
Yeah,
that?
just water.
Water. Okay. Awesome. And then your dinner as well. Did you have like any? You already mentioned like your dessert. Did you have any beverages with that or any condiments?
With dinner, it was
Which
just
was
a
like-
glass of milk and
Okay.
some barbecue sauce with the ground beef.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay. All right. And then you already talked about your parfait. Okay. All right. Cool. And then, so your breakfast this morning, when you had the yogurt with granola and nuts, how much yogurt would you say? Because your fist is like about a cup.
Okay. I would probably say maybe 3/4 of a cup.
Okay. All right.
Probably like 5 like big scoops.
Okay, cool. And then like granola, did you just like drizzle it or like a little, a lot? What would you
Probably
say?
like 1/3 of what the yogurt was.
Okay, so just like you drizzled
Maybe
it.
1/4 cup, I guess. Then yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then were the nuts the same? Or...
Nuts just kind of threw them over the top.
Okay.
Fruit was a handful of blueberries, 4 or 5 strawberries, and then a whole banana.
All right. Awesome antioxidants. All right. And then, and what time was that at?
That
What'd you
was
say?
at 10:30.
10:30 in the morning. Okay. And then when you had your lunch, what time would you say that was at?
2:30.
2:30. Right. And then what time was your snack at?
Snack was probably at 4:30.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah, I always take half a snack at 4:30 too. And then your dinner, what time was that at?
Dinner would be 6.
Okay. And again, you said you had like beef with cheese, and you said sauce. What kind of
Yeah,
sauce?
barbecue sauce.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you know what you like? And then when you had the tomatoes and spinach, did you have any dressing with that or anything else?
Yeah, a little olive oil,
Okay.
a little balsamic,
Yummy.
and then some mozzarella too.
Okay, great. And then the night before too, when you said you had like the beef and the salad, was it like the same type of like olive oil balsamic on it?
I didn't put anything on the salad. I just kind of had some spinach and stuff. But yeah, the meat was the same. I had barbecue sauce and cheese on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what kind of cheese?
Mozzarella.
Okay. Perfect. I got the timing on that too. What time was your dessert at, would you say?
I would say it was probably 12.
Okay. Like both of them?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right. Well, I can just go through it to make sure we're not missing anything. So for breakfast, you had your buffet with yogurt, granola, and nuts at 10:30 with water, and the fruit too. And then at lunch, you had your ground beef with cheese, barbecue sauce, and spinach and tomatoes, and then also milk and water, 2:30. Your snack was at 3:30 with water, and it's a peach. And then 6:30 you had the beef and the cheese with the barbecue, and then the spinach and tomatoes with like the sauce, or the olive oil, balsamic, mozzarella, and the milk and water. And then for your dessert you had your parfait and ice cream. Did you add anything to the ice cream also?
No.
Okay, perfect. Does that sound right? Am I missing
Yeah.
anything?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Well, I appreciate all the information. What do you think of what I don't know, from there, like, because you came in today, like, what would you like to work on? Is there anything that stuck out to you going through your recall that made you think?
Well, obviously trying to cut out maybe some of those desserts. Definitely.
Okay.
And the late night eating, but
Okay.
also just like thinking about my carb intake. Like I don't intake a lot of carbs other than in the morning.
Oh, I
That's
see.
sort of fruit and granola.
Mm-hmm.
So just wondering what sort of the ideal
Okay.
ratio would be, or how much I should be eating.
Yeah. Would you mind if I shared some information with you?
That'd be great.
Perfect. I'm gonna pull up this diagram. So it's off of myplate.gov. This is a diagram, and so this is like basically what's recommended for a plate to look like. So I'll just explain it. So basically half of it's cut into fruits and vegetables. Obviously you won't eat fruit at like lunch or dinner, you might not. So just like half of it should be either fruits or vegetables, what they recommend. And then the next portion would be your grains. And with that, it says grains, not carbohydrates, because it's talking about whole grains. So those are your complex carbs, kind of like whole grain pasta, whole grain bread, basically like the whole grain. Because they take out the bran and the germ when it's been processed, which would be like kind of like white bread, like regular pasta, not whole, basically not anything like whole grain.
Okay.
So, sorry, that was a lot of information. But yeah, and then the protein too. They recommend leaner protein. But yeah, you said you had the beef. So if it's lean beef, like that's great. And then the dairy too. So that would be your cheese. So yeah. What do you think of all this?
I think I'm probably eating more dairy than there is there.
Okay.
I think I'm probably good on, or decent on fruits and vegetables for sure.
Okay, awesome. Now you get all the spinach in, it sounds like,
Yeah.
at every meal, and the berries. So would you want to work on, you mentioned two things. You mentioned working on the ice cream or the desserts, and then you also mentioned the dairy intake. So I guess this is sort of similar because cheese is dairy, but what sticks out to you? Like, what do you feel like drawn to kind of work on today and talk about?
I would say that like I try not to eat very late, and my dinner's at like 6, but I maybe up to like 11 or 12. And so then once I've had my dinner, I'll get hungry again later on in the night, and then try not to eat
Gotcha.
or have anything. And then sometimes it ends up with me having like a bowl of cereal or ice cream or something late at night before I go to bed.
Yeah. Do you feel then you might be eating too early, or do you feel that maybe you're not getting enough at your dinner? I don't know.
Well, usually when I eat at my dinner, I'm pretty full.
Okay.
And then pretty soon after, I feel like not as full.
Okay. And why do you think that is?
I don't know. I know that you're supposed to be getting fiber to satiate you, I think. So maybe it could be a lack of fiber, because I guess I'm really only getting fiber at my breakfast with the fruit.
Gotcha. Can I share some information with you
Yeah.
too?
That'd be helpful.
I was saying the same thing about the fiber, because same thing with like me. I noticed like when I don't get enough fiber, like I get really hungry really fast after, and that's what happens to most of my clients. So you do have like the salad, but you did mention too that getting the carbs early. So I'm wondering maybe how you would feel if you incorporated whole grains into your dinner. If you would get hungry later, or how you would feel.
Yeah. What would be good sources of that, which would be like a healthy and clean option?
Yeah, brown rice, basic, but that's good. Whole wheat pasta as well. And like you can spice it up, like you can add lentils to it, or just have lentils. Quinoa, I believe that's gluten-free. So if you want a gluten-free option, I'd love to give you a handout if you're interested after this. I can send you more information if you're interested on
that'd be great.
options. Well, perfect. So we have talked about a lot of goals today. I'm trying to think. So I don't know. So do you really want to work on eating later, not eating later at night? You said, is that correct?
Yeah.
Why is that? Why do you want to work on that?
I feel like it impacts my sleep,
Okay.
and also I tend to make worse food choices when I'm eating late at night. Like
Okay.
it's usually not as healthy of an option.
Okay.
Usually just grabbing for something that's ready.
For
instead of
sure.
a fresh meal. So
Gotcha. And so, like, how does it impact your sleep, would you say?
I would say that it takes me like a lot longer to fall asleep.
Okay.
If I ate recently before I slept.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like the digestion and everything. Gotcha. If you didn't make this change of eating more whole grains at dinner, how do you think that would impact your life?
Well, I think it'd be bad because I'd probably stay doing the same stuff.
Okay.
And I'm not very happy with that right now. So I want to change that.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Are you unhappy with it because of your sleep pattern, or why does it like bother you?
Yeah, I think sleep's one thing.
Okay.
And then I also just don't like to think about food in that way.
Okay.
Like to have a bad relationship with where I feel like I have to go get a bowl of cereal or something at night. So
Mhm.
staying in control of that.
Okay, so you're very like conscious of your body and like sounds like you're educated on like your food intake and like all that. So that's awesome. And well then I would say could you rate from 0 to 10, 0 not being ready to change and 10 being ready or feeling motivated to change, how motivated do you feel to make this change right now?
I would probably say like 7.
A 7? Okay.
Yeah.
Why not lower than a 7?
Because I'm excited about like stepping forward positively in my diet. And I can see how it'd be beneficial, so I definitely want to go ahead and do that.
Mhm.
I've got a lot of energy behind that. So
Okay, awesome. And why are you not at a 9 or a 10? What's holding you back?
I know that definitely give you some challenging aspects.
Okay.
It won't always be fun, so that's
Mhm.
probably that.
What part do you feel like is not going to be fun about it?
I'd say like giving up certain foods
Okay.
and yeah, just like changing like patterns that I've kind of built and
Gotcha.
that are hard to get out of.
Okay, so do you feel like you just, when you say patterns, do you mean like patterns of not really eating like a lot of carbs at night, or do you mean of like not eating like whole grains specifically?
I would say both, just like eating at night and then also the whole grain, not eating whole grains as well.
Okay, gotcha. Because the whole grains are just kind of like new for you to cook, it sounds like? Or-
Yeah, I have a hard time, because I try to eat healthy, but I have a hard time thinking that like carbs are, I guess, okay to eat.
Oh, okay. I
And
see.
so I'm always, I guess, looking for something that isn't like bread or something that feels like it's bad.
I see.
So,
Where do you feel like this idea came from about like carbs and stuff? Like carbs not being good for you, or like not good, but like like bad. and
Yeah.
everything.
I don't know. I guess it would probably just be, probably things that I hear online about like
Okay.
diets and, just like calories in, calories out, trying
Mhm.
to like maintain a certain weight or physique or something like that.
Gotcha.
So,
Yeah. So it's like about how you feel and like physique and everything like that. Yeah, there's a lot of information out there, and so it can definitely be challenging as someone who's trying to like make good choices with their nutrition for sure. So that makes sense. Well, so I'm just gonna kind of recap everything because we talked about a lot so far. So we went over your intake and we talked about how you want to eat less at night, and we're thinking that more grains would help you. And so yeah, I can give you a handout on like whole grains and you can figure out how to cook those. We mentioned something about vegetables. Is that correct? What were you saying about vegetables? That you wanted to? Can you repeat? I don't know. Can you express what you were saying about vegetables again?
well, I think that like I'll try to keep vegetable options that I enjoy eating around and available.
Okay, great.
So that way it's like I can just add some spinach or tomatoes or something on the side with whatever I'm eating, and that gives me more variety. But I do feel like I'd like to incorporate like different vegetables. Like I eat a lot of tomatoes and a lot of spinach,
Okay.
and that's sort of it. So maybe some carrots, but
Okay. You eat carrots now, or you want to add carrots?
I do eat
into it?
carrots. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, carrots are great too. Well, yeah, I can, if you're okay with this, I can give you a handout on like whole grains, on vegetable ideas too. I have plenty of clients who struggle with the same thing about kind of like what vegetables to eat, like especially when they're trying to incorporate more vegetables in their diet. So if you'd like that, we can take care of that. But based off of like the summary I gave you, is there anything else you would like to talk about today, or anything that sticks out to you that you want to discuss?
No, I think that this has all been really helpful.
Yeah.
I've learned a lot.
Okay, well, I'm glad that you've listened, and it was so nice to meet you. So before you go, why don't we make a goal so that next time I see you, we can talk about what worked for you and what didn't. How does that sound?
Yeah.
Okay, well, what goal, and I'm going to put this in your hands, what kind of goal would you like to work on based on everything we discussed?
I think my first priority would be incorporating like the whole grains we're talking about.
Okay, yeah.
So maybe meal prepping like a couple portions of a whole grain that I can add on to whatever I'm cooking that night.
Yeah, I think that meal prepping would be a great way so that you're, like you say, like in time crunch, like you already have it and ready to go. How many times a week do you think you would be able to work on like adding whole grains to your food?
I'd say I could probably do like 4 meals. Try that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Yeah, that's a great place to start, I think. So 4 meals, a night you'll add whole grains, and of course I'll give you that handout so you can reference that. Yeah, that sounds like a great goal to me. And next time we meet, we can just discuss what worked for you and what didn't. How does that sound?
That sounds great.
All right, thank you so much for coming in today, Stone.
Yeah, thank you.